They call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and he's proven that over and over again, winning 15 national championships. Life must be good for Ricky Carmichael. To the fans, he's a true icon, but you couldn't tell it by hanging out with him for a day. Even though Carmichael has won more titles and more money than any rider in the history of the sport, he stays grounded, keeps to himself, and is surrounded by people who have his best interests at heart. This is what we saw at a recent motocross race when we spent a day with him and his crew. After a bicycle warm-up, the day starts in the transporter nursing a battle wound.
All like from here up. Bruising? No, not just the whole muscle.
One of RC's favorite sports is college football. He's a Florida State booster and a huge fan of the Seminoles. It's opening weekend, and Ricky uses ESPN's Sports Center to stay updated on scores.
I wish they wouldn't have won.
We actually need them to do good, though, you know what? Because
why?
They need to be as high ranked as they can when Florida State plays them, because it helps them move up in case we're not up. In case Florida State's not up.
No, they need to lose so when we do play them, we beat them. Well, guess I gotta get ready. Because I know if you was paying, you'd be at the Super 8, or you would have been staying at Glasses.
Have you stayed at Super 8 before?
I have
too. I was just telling him.
What's across in the Super 8 that's all one story?
Dude,
it's all one story.
days,
The Motor Inn.
The Motor Inn.
Due to heavy rain, Saturday's practice was canceled, and RC used the day to catch up on press interviews and watch football with his friends. Sunday's session only featured one practice, but thankfully for RC and the team, he is pleased with the bike setup. Ricky constantly makes changes to a bike. He's very picky, but each track is different, and the teams are always trying new parts. For Ricky, no changes is very rare.
Awesome.
Carmichael's best practice time was 6.5 seconds faster than Nick Way's. James Stewart was 5th fastest, 8 seconds back.
Dude, unreal. That was unbelievable.
About 5 seconds.
Or more. I think it's, yeah, it was over 6, I thought. Maybe the last lap was changed.
You know that thing that Bubba was doing over there? But I don't
He was
know if
doing
it's going
about the
2,
same.
2.
Yeah, he was. 2, 2, 2, but seat bouncing it, you know.
Like, I don't even know how much faster it is.
I don't think it is.
He has to slow down to be able
Yeah,
to
that's
do
what I'm
it.
saying. What if I just go 2, 2 and carry my momentum all the way around?
I think it's fine.
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know that's the only thing I saw.
What is comfortable, what is...
Yeah, I mean, it's going to change so much.
Yeah, you have to ride to stay up, because to try to push it to do one thing, and then you make one mistake and you're done.
It comes out.
We'll wait to see how the track turns out, if we're going to go to a wider wheel or not, you know. If it dries up a little bit, you might want to. We'll have to just wait and see.
If it cleans up.
How'd that front feel to you?
It's all right, but not where it needs to be, I don't think.
We gotta start playing with it now, you know, and start getting better with it.
You know what? It felt stiff to me, but after the first lap, it started getting better. But it did feel stiff.
And
The problem is, it's just on that hard stuff, it doesn't move. On the sand, it's not bad. So that explains a lot.
I don't know, I only worked on the thing for like 30 or 40 hours ago, 20 minutes, and it's toast. Which side did he fall on? Does anybody know? Oh, no.
I guess that's right.
With only one practice session and no real changes to the bike, the crew has plenty of time to get ready for Moto 1. RC uses this extra time to meet with his sponsors and go over the products to keep the development process rolling. Each member of the crew has a special task, from bike maintenance to goggles, lap times, handling fans, cleaning gear, and even cooking food. It's all taken care of so Ricky can focus on the most important thing, winning.
Actually, rollies would have been way better.
Really? I'll have clear ones ready with no string for the race?
Yeah, no string pad.
No strings attached.
Right on, bud.
Alrighty. I'm gonna cruise down. Do some Audis.
Autographs are at 11 sharp. The lines have become so long that the team was forced to develop a system. Tickets are given away free each Sunday at 10 a.m. Those with a ticket at 11 a.m. are guaranteed a moment with the champ.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys have fun.
Will you sign that picture for me? I don't see that happening much.
Yeah.
I'd like to get your signature.
That was a bad day there.
Yeah, man. Your bad day's better than my best day. That's all right.
Come on now.
Sign that too?
Yeah, no problem, boss.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Goose. Let's use the same moose all day. Is that cool? Because it'll probably just get better, won't it?
After autographs, RC has lunch and watches over practice footage with team manager Roger DeCoster. Next, he gives personal time to a few special guests.
What kind of bike you got? Oh, you do? That's cool. Those are fun bikes. Their 60s are a lot better now, or 65s, a lot better now than when I was racing. Do they have disc brakes and everything now, right?
Yep.
They didn't have disc brakes on 60s when I raced.
Thank you.
Did it work? Oh, dude, no problem, man.
What happened?
Dude, you can't do that no more.
No,
You're
I
beating
can't.
yourself up.
Don't worry, I got the wife telling me to quit.
That's
so
right.
She knows who
That's
the boss
right.
is.
That's right. How long you got to be in traction?
2 more months. You gonna get into car racing or anything?
Yeah. Been doing a little bit of driving, like a late model stuff. Like it's like a type of a NASCAR.
I know what late model is.
Yeah.
But you're on stock car track.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
right, asphalt. You know what though? They say it's fun, but it's hard, huh?
It is.
It's
Yeah.
like you're just concentrating. I think it takes more concentration in racing,
Yeah. It
motocross.
does. I would
Because
like
you
to
know
try
how it
Indy
is.
cars.
You kind of get lackadaisical out there, you know? You're just like,
He came in practice. I asked him how everything was good. I said, you want to change anything? He said, no. We came back.
First?
We're not changing anything. How's that
Better hope
possible?
it goes well.
Are you sure it's Ricky riding the bike?
there's no discrepancy of the mechanics area this weekend, is there? Look what you guys made them do.
And now we've got the captain of the team, this year's national champ, Mr. Ricky Carmichael! How you doing, Captain?
We're good.
Now it's time for what RC does best and for what the team has been preparing for all week long. Race time. Not much of a story to tell here. RC took the whole shot and led every single lap for the Moto win.
Sweet start.
Good job. Awesome. All right.
Nice job.
Good. Stomach a little sore.
Your stomach good?
Yeah, just beating in those ruts, you know, it gets me going.
The track's gnarly, huh?
Goggles? That fucking race guy right there.
Does it?
I was pushing out on that double.
Yeah, but
rode
you
great
did it
though,
more
man.
consistent than he did. Your bike sounds good too compared to his in the deep stuff.
Sounds like it's up in the R's.
Yeah, yours pulls where his drops off. It gets on it and it goes and then it,
He must have been riding wild at the beginning, trying to catch me.
it's good. Good job, huh?
Nice job, Ricky.
Yeah.
It was not.
Dude, nice hole shot for sure. Buzz was nervous wreck. We gotta do it again. It's gonna be tough, but I'm feeling good.
Steel City, how about putting your hands together?
Hey guys, I'm gonna save him, buddy. I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna save him. See you guys. What'd you think? How was it? Good? You rode great. So what's the matter with your stomach? You take your medicine late or something? I took it the right time. Huh. I'll catch you up here.
Between motos is kept simple. DeCoster keeps his rider informed on what he needs to know, while Ricky tries to rest up in a short amount of time. He usually likes to watch the opening laps of the lights moto.
Stepped up for the whole thing and
They're fixing that sweeper right there. But H said at the end of the first moto, the outside was actually coming around quite a bit better.
Hooking up like that. Brock Epler talking to his mechanic. Let's say the throw some up.
Not a good start for RC. After one lap, he was up to 4th place and gaining on Stewart. Then the leader fell.
James Stewart having a little bit of a problem there, stalled the bike out, tipped over, and that is a fairly big development that we hadn't expected. So now Ricky Carmichael is your new leader, and he did it the easy way with his opponent laying on the ground.
RC won the overall, the 95th of his career. He also swept the Monster Energy Triple Crown, netting him a $30,000 bonus and a tricked-out pit bike.
Dude, another mini bike, another 30G. Glad I won. Okay, perfect. Sign it over to the team.
I can't wait till next week.
I don't know, let's do it tomorrow.
Degrees one time at a national, 100 degrees.
You have to ride with a mask next week, though. Smog might be really bad. We got one of those painter's masks.
That was good.
It was.
Good day of racing.
A tough track. That's a burly track.
Yeah,
huh?
that's the thing. You just so you know you couldn't pass if you had to. How's your stomach now?
Hope you're not mad about the start.
No, it's all right.
I thought the harder one would be better for the track.
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. It was my fault as an idiot.
Good ride though.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And we're hook up Jeff Russell and the track crew.
Where do I go to?
Yeah, the race is won. I mean,
Pittsburgh Airport tomorrow morning. Go home for a day or two. And then do it all over again. Hopefully have the same result next week.
it's pretty typical of what Sunday is like for you guys.
That's never typical. Honestly, today was a little bit easier than usual. Not racing wise, but my job actually. We didn't have any practice yesterday, and we got a good setup right from the beginning, and didn't really change anything. So it was a lot easier for the crew. Yeah, I think it's the first on record where we didn't make any changes, huh?
Put it out there.
And now it's time to clean up, pack up, and move on to the next race. While countless hours go into preparing for an event, many less are spent celebrating a win. The next round is all too soon.
You know, I mean, that's the thing about Ricky is he's going to enjoy this win until he gets home tonight, and then he goes back to work, which means we all go back to work, you know, and he expects the most of himself and the most of everyone around him, and that's what we want to give him. So we will definitely enjoy this tonight, and we'll think about it and be pumped, and then tomorrow it's over. You know, we start thinking about Glen Helen. A lot happening today, you know, with no practice yesterday, and just the track being pretty technical with the rain, but yeah, you seem pretty much a typical day. I'm away from it all, I'm a pretty low-key dude, you know. I just kind of hang out and do what I need to do. Oh, Monday? But it's Labor Day. You know what we're doing. We're having a barbecue, hanging out, watching some college football, watch a Seminole-Miami game at 8 o'clock, and that's about it. Maybe go for a little bicycle ride, flush the legs out from the weekend, and enjoy, man, reflect. Well, hey, dude, thanks for hanging around. You've seen what it's like to pretty much just hang out with the team and the Carmichael crew and Makita Suzuki, so I'm out of here.
Ricky, only 16 years old. He's got some growing up to do, both physically and mentally, of course.
Yeah, he doesn't look very big on that 125. He looks a little bit like Jeff Ward did. And, you know, I've heard a lot of people say, well, I don't know if Carmichael's going to ever really be able to be a McGrath or something like that because he's just not big enough.
The guys that win championships are the guys that work hard.
All right, RC, how's it feel to be the 1997 125 National Motocross Champ?
Man, this is like a dream come true. I never thought I'd be able to do it on my first try.
A perfect season. Carmichael closing in on his 24th Moto win in a row.
Undefeated in 2004 is Ricky Carmichael.
One time, unbelievable. Two times, impossible.
Ricky Carmichael wraps up not yet another Moto, another title, another overall, but the perfect season comes to a conclusion. Your winner from Glen Helen, Ricky Carmichael.
The kind of games that Ricky Carmichael plays are the kind that just beat you down, beat you into submission. He wants to make a huge statement.
Ricky Carmichael, undefeated for 10 consecutive seasons.
I think after today, this guy can officially wallpaper an entire house with #1 plates.
He is the best that ever has been in the sport of motocross.
It's over now, so, you know, we can all relax, or I can at least.
You know, Ricky, when you look back at all of this, the championships, the money, the exposure, the fans, the support, your team, what's one thing at the end of the day, at the end of the career that you can say, this is what I got out of all of this?
I think some great friendships and a lot of good times is what I got out of it, all that stuff. So that's what sticks out the most, just friendships, good times.
Do you feel like you surprised a bunch of people when you said, hey guys, I'm retiring this year? Because I remember you saying 5-6 years ago, you know, by the time I'm 25, I think that'll probably be it.
Yeah, you know, I've always had a goal, and I think that I did surprise people by saying that. And I think some people still do question really what I'm going to do next year, you know. So, you know, that I have options to race the whole year next year, but I'm just, you know, I've made my plan. I'm going to stick to it, and, you know, and I'm happy with that. But it definitely surprised people, and I really don't think people believe it yet.
When will they start believing it? At what point? When are you going to believe it, or have you already come to terms with that?
Yeah, I've come to terms with it. You know, you know, this week it's been weird. You know, just. I still, even though, you know, there's no title on the line this week, I still did a lot of things, you know, still worked hard and still going to work hard. I'm still going to train hard all the time next year. I got my trainer aboard, and we're going for it. So I don't know when it's really going to sink in. Probably when I don't go to a race, you know, several weekends in a row, and that's it, you know, no more points.
How do you, and especially with all them, you know, having pushed you all these years, turn that off?
Oh, like I said, we're not turning it off. You know, next year I still have a commitment to race a lot of races, and my biggest thing is I still want to win when I race. You know, I love winning a lot, and I put a lot of emphasis in that. And at the level that the racing is at now, you can't afford to not be in great shape, because unfortunately that's when things bad can happen. So I'm going to be on my game all the time while I'm racing. Even if it's just a selected amount of races, I still need to be 110% because I know my team is giving 110%, and you know, I want to stay healthy.
But it's off for as far as I'm here to win this title. That's off.
Oh yeah,
What's that going to be like? Because you don't know anything but winning championships. That's always been the most important thing for you.
In a way, it's going to be nice because it's I'll be able to race just for a single race and for pride, you know, and what I love to do. And instead of you know, having to take a step back or not being able to do something during the week because got to get that championship. It would be nice just knowing that I just have one race to go out and give it my all and not have to take a step back to make it 16 races or 12 races or 18 races, whatever it may be. That happens a lot with me. You know, well, better not do that. I better take a step back because we need to be there next weekend.
Better not do what?
Yeah.
What are some of those things?
You know, I think, for instance, I mean, going to my beach house on a weekend where, you know, a lot of things are happening and spending time with my wife and, you know, big birthday parties or weddings and stuff like that. You know, fun, just normal things that people do in life that athletes unfortunately don't get to participate in. For instance, this off season, you know, I mean, I'm an outdoorsman. I mean, I love to hunt and to fish and knowing that I'll be able to do that is fun. And I look forward to, as small as it may seem to some people, that's a big deal to me.
You talked about your options, and we talked about we're still going to be 110% next year. But how can you look at other options and still stay 110% in motocross and still stay on these guys' toes or a step ahead of them and still look elsewhere, still explore? That's going to be tough, isn't it?
I think the one thing that I probably will lack, obviously, is being on the gate. But as far as practicing and training, all that's going to stay the same. You know, I enjoy that stuff. You know, I enjoy training, I enjoy practicing. You know, I have a practice partner now that, so my riding form should be good, really good, and just my racing form will be a little bit different, maybe not quite up to snuff, if you will. I just think it'd be cool, man, to go out and win some races and just say, I'm gonna take this weekend off. I mean, I'll be the first to say I'm not the guy, I'm not the most talented guy out there. I'm not the most natural ability, I don't have the most natural ability of anyone out there. But I think the one thing that's pulled me through since I was a little guy is just, you know, how much I work and how much I ride. And, you know, it's not, I mean, I don't think that I ride necessarily more than everyone else, but my program is just super solid. You know, I know where I'm going. I don't just do things just to do it.
And that all developed before any of this that we see here. Where did that come from? That people think you're not human, but you are.
Oh, trust me, my man, I'm human. You know, a lot of that stuff just came from my upbringing, how you're raised as a child, how you're raised as, you know, a teenager. It all starts at a young age.
Is there a rule that you live and die by at the compound?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rules and stuff, but you'll never hear me say it just because it's just the best kept secret. You know, we have our plan, we know what we need to do, and everyone thinks that we're just these gnarly, all we do is hammer out and train and this and that, but we really don't do as much as people think. We just have a good system.
So people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan.
That's
basically how you sum it up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know where you're going, you know? And it's, you know, people think that they work hard and think that they train, but in the grand scheme of things, they really don't. You know, I mean, there's no secret. It's just work. It just takes work. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everything in the world is making things to be that much easier. And when that happens, the work ethic goes down the tubes, you know? So that's it. It's a shame, but that's life, man.
Well, let's talk about life and your life outside of motocross. What are some of your flaws?
I mean, I have a lot of flaws. You know, as far I need to be a little bit more responsible, you know, when it comes to being just a human being and being around the house and doing things around the house and, you know, being a husband and this and that. I just, you know, you can't let your wife do it all, and basically she does. And I know a lot of it is because my sport. So I look forward to being more responsible. That's a huge That's a terrible trait that I have, is I'm very irresponsible.
If I beat you in paper, rock, scissors right now, would you be just as upset as if you, didn't have a good race?
No, not quite. I'm not that serious on things,
But you hate to lose. I've never seen someone that hated to lose more than
I
you.
hate to lose when I know that I have a good chance to win. But, if we go to a batting cage and you just tear me up, it's not going to make me mad because I know I'm not good at that. But if I know we're very similar and we're equal, then I'll just be like, dang,
How much ice cream do you think you could eat in one sitting?
Oh, dude, you shouldn't even have asked that question, but I'm sure I could eat a Breyer's half-gallon. I think the only reason I've never done that is just to say that I haven't done it, but ice cream is a weakness of mine, that's for sure. So, dude, I don't know, I just love it. I love ice cream, and I just think because I don't get to eat it that much, it wouldn't be special if I ate it all the time.
You watch yourself at the races, and you're so serious, and I've heard you say this before, it seems like I'm so serious that I'm not having any fun.
Mm-hmm.
I am, but you're being paid a lot of money, you have a responsibility. So if you were a fly on the wall that got to go back home with you, what would you see?
Oh, dude, you'd see a totally different person. I'm a very driven person, so riding and training and all that's easy for me. I don't need much motivation to do that. I have plenty of self-motivation. I don't need any additional. But they would see just a fun person, if you will. That's exactly what they would see. What they see at the race is someone totally different. Just when I go to the race, dude, I just get tunnel vision, and I'm super focused.
What's one of the things recently that made you tear up, made you cry?
I mean, probably the last reason I cried out of happiness and joy probably was when I won the Supercross title.
How much do you think you took everyone by surprise?
Oh, so much. I think I took people by surprise last year in 05. I think I really surprised people because everybody thought that Reed was just and Bubba was gonna take me to the house, but it ended up being the other way around.
Did you honestly feel that people out there were doubting you, especially Honda, when the deals were going down in 04?
Absolutely, but there was one company that didn't. That was Suzuki.
Why do you think that was? Why do you think some of the other companies were like, we're going to have to pass on this guy?
Just probably because I've done so good, and they just probably couldn't think that I could keep it up. So they just said, we'll take our chances and do something else. So Honda took their chances, and they haven't won too many races. I definitely had a question mark in my head, but at the same time, deep down my gut, I knew if I had Roger's support, I thought that I could get the job done.
I guess what I want to know, though, is you say you're going to stay 110% when you do race. I mean, we're coming to win. We're not coming to finish top 5. So how do you try to start a car career at the same time? Because, I mean, that clock's ticking too,
Yeah, oh yeah, it's there. It's all ticking. I don't know. We'll see. Your guess is as good as mine. I guess we'll find out, because there will come a point in time when you have to make a sacrifice. So hopefully that's where my wisdom will prevail, and I'll make the right decision again. I have the determination, the will, and the desire, but obviously I lack a lot of seat time and a lot of experience. So, it's years and years of work in progress. The only thing about that is, I'm not claiming anything. I got a great opportunity to do it. If it works out, I'll be super, super pumped. If it doesn't, I know I had the best chance to do it. I think the main thing that kind of just transfers from one sport to the other is just feel, things you feel, and just that determination and that drive. That's basically what you bring from one sport to the other, just the drive.
How is the rush different?
I think driving takes a lot more concentration.
Really?
Short tracks, I believe. I've never driven on a big speedway, but, you kind of get lackadaisical sometimes racing motorcycle, where on a short track and the tires are changing so much. You know, you got your temperature gauges going on, you got people right in front of you, got guys yelling in your ear. It's there's a lot more going on, dude, a lot more. To sum it up, basically, I'm just a normal dude, and I love all that stuff, man. I love football games, I love baseball games, and I love being a normal guy, and the racing is just, it's what I know. And that's why I do it, and I love winning races and just racing races for that matter, but I also like normal things.